What a view! What a view! This is an interesting way to get the shot here. There we go. November 30th, 2021. Paul S Mamakos with Ocean Camera Space Corp. Let me know how the mic sounds. Thanks, Ground Truth. Awesome. Good. We got the view of the water at an angle, and then we have the tower and the different things. So it's a pretty awesome view here. There we go. I think I got it straight. Sodak, Ron. Black Eagle. No enemies. Awesome. So I can do a bunch of zooms from here. I wanted to get a different view today. I've been doing a lot from the main gate over there at the launch site, and recently also over at the new high bay area. So I haven't gotten this shot in a long time. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to do any pressure tests today. I haven't really checked any road closures. I just been looking at the cars here on site and going by feel, and haven't really checked the Cameron County road closure map. That is a good idea, but I haven't checked it. Yeah, the Dragon. Thanks, man. Awesome. Back for another day of goodness. Another day of goodness. So what are we seeing here? Got the tower. I was very interested in the top of the tower today. I also want to get some close-ups of the Starship here, and then see what else is looking like stuff's happening. But definitely, I want to check out the top of the tower and the Starship. So the Starship's in center view. I'll get the Starship first. Just briefly go check out some of the areas here on the Starship. I'll lock it in, and then I'll check the chat here. Fuzzy, okay, yeah, I can do the focus. I haven't done any of the focus yet. Let me it's all manual, so let me zoom in entirely. One of the ways to focus is to zoom all the way in, get it in focus, and then zoom out. So oh, that's pretty good, right? Let me keep zooming in. So that's good. I've got it in focus there. So I'll let it take my hands off. Okay, still. So it's in focus pretty much now, at least for the Starship, right? Okay, I'm gonna move around on the Starship, and then after that, I will check out the tower next. Me zoom in, take my hands off, and then let it get still here. Gotta go a little higher. Yeah. All right, I'll do that once more. I want to get the top. All right, see how that looks. Should be pretty much in focus. Yeah, see if I get that writing a little bit better. That's pretty much the best I can do for focus. All right, so that is gonna be it for focus today from this distance. All right, I wanted to get this side of the Starship today. I don't ordinarily get it from this angle, so. So maybe we're seeing some tiles missing there on the left. I don't know if that's a new pattern or what. Looks like they have fixed around that right shoulder there. And they were doing some left. I hope I'm not seeing it backwards, but looks like they fixed up some of the issues. Yesterday I got some shots. I don't know if any of you saw the music videos I put out recently, but I got some cool shots of them working on the tiles yesterday. No enemies and Rajiv. Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks. Awesome. Yeah. And if you have like a bigger screen than I do, maybe you're able to see the details even better than my little laptop LCD screen here. All right, I'm gonna keep going down the Starship here. If I take my hands off the tripod, then it sinks a little bit, but it does get rid of the, see, there's no shake right now. So that's what happens when I take my hands off of it. So the heartbeat at this angle, at this distance, is gets you a little shakiness. So I'm holding it right now, holding it. I do have a fluid head tripod, but it is an older one. I've used it quite a bit. I'll leave it here. Maybe we can see what's going on there. Let me zoom in. Get a little zoom in on that. See what's going on. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. Get that in focus a little bit better. I'm not sure what's going on over there. Okay, there's two people there. Great. Okay. On the left side there of the Starship. There is another access port above there, but we have seen them do some work in the past above. Let me tilt up to that other spot there. Here's another spot on the right. And then lower on the left, they have this spot. And then lower on the right, there is another location further down right there. So those are the three spots that they get access. I put in a lot of effort here, everybody. Yeah, the cars that pass by, they are pretty loud. I don't know what I can do about that. I have a boom. It's not a boom mic, but it's one of those shaped mics. So it's getting the. I guess I could hold an umbrella, but I could hold an umbrella. That would block some of the sound as the car passes. I'm not currently monitoring the sound, but I have the capability of doing that. I'm just gonna keep going. All right, I'm gonna zoom in on the bottom of the Starship here. I'll keep it here for a few minutes, lock it in first. See, it is a hot day here, and we're getting where you can see a lot of the heat from the ground. Okay, yeah, no enemies. I will check that out again, see if they're bolting it up. I'm not sure what they're doing, but I can definitely get a better shot than I just got of what they were doing up there. Let me leave it here for a few minutes, seconds. I mean, get this shot. So in the last week or 2 weeks, they did a static fire here. So they're probably doing a bunch of adjustments. They are still working on the tiles. So because yesterday I got them moving out a couple of the tiles on video camera. So yeah, with some of those videos I did yesterday with the music and everything, a few of them had them removing and replacing some of the tiles. There was a shot from on top of the Starship and then one from the side of the Starship, a music video where they were doing the tiles. Okay, here we go. That's as close as I can get in there. I can do a little better with the focus, so. That's the best focus I got. Yeah, maybe they're trying to protect it from just like I don't know why would they would need protection on that area, unless there's maybe some of the heat from the belly that they're afraid that it might wrap around and melt the window or something on a landing for a re-entry or something. You never know what they're doing there. Unless maybe it's getting too cold and we're getting into the winter months here and they got to prepare it. Just like if you had say you live in a cold climate and you're working inside your house or your shop and a lot of cold is seeping through the window. So you want to put that shrink wrap stuff around your window and with a hairdryer thing and keep some of the cold out. So maybe they're trying to winterize the Starship for the next couple months. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Ron. Right on. Yeah, maybe a gasket, huh? Yeah, it looks like that to me too. Maybe they're working on like the next step for when it gets into space. They want to have it be a better seal for when it gets into space, and then for the inhabitants or whatever. You know, this whole Starship is going to be apparently up there in space, right? So this is the one. This is the part of the ship that's going to be going up to Mars, right, and landing. And this is where everybody's going to be living in this little tiny Starship. Little 30-foot wide or whatever, couple 100 feet tall Starship, tiny Starship, right? Tiny. From this angle, you can see that it is shorter than the booster. The Starship is on a stand right now, but the booster is it is on a stand too. But the booster does certainly appear to be taller than the Starship from this angle. Yeah, no enemies. I talked a little bit on the previous stream about I did at length. I talked about the bankruptcy potential here at SpaceX. And a recap of that is that it depends on, so yesterday, the day before, SpaceX put out a notice to their employees. I think when Elon wrote the letter or whatever is what was hearing. I was just reading a news article about it. So a brief thing, I think on Twitter or maybe it was Facebook, but apparently Elon or somebody sent out a message to the SpaceX employees saying, "Hey, due to the delays and everything, if we can't get 2 launches a month or a launch every 2 weeks minimum, they're gonna maybe go bankrupt at SpaceX." So yeah, I think it depends on the FAA approval, and that's what's holding everything up. And if they can't get that approval, like I said a while back with the stem cells, if they can't get that approval, then they may have to move to another country, or maybe go bankrupt, or maybe they'll need a bailout by NASA, or maybe by Elon, or maybe Tesla, or somebody else would have to bail out SpaceX due to the lack of regulatory clarity. Just like in the crypto sphere, there's a lack of regulatory clarity. So a lot of American companies in the crypto sphere have gotten delayed many, many, many years. And that's why they go to Sweden or Switzerland or some other country to get to start their company, or to move it to another country where there is, whether it's Malta or whatever, so that they have that regulatory clarity. And the people dragging their feet, a lot of the representatives in the United States government really represent other countries. So when you have these other countries get their personnel into the Congress and to the Senate and into the other legal lawmaking, judicial and other aspects of our government, well, then what they do is they throw a wrench into everything. So we have a lot of countries worrying for their space here on the world stage. So the way they do this economic warfare is to put their own people in the judiciary and the other executive and the legislative branches here, and to the FAA and the other areas, so that they can throw a wrench in it, and then that they can say, "Oh, we are better than the United States. Look at those fools." And then what they can do is say, "Our children are going to be better. Our children are stronger. Our way of teaching is better. And those people in America are terrible, and they're pretty pathetic." But really, the way that's achieved is by slowing down the regulatory process here in the United States, and then strangling the American companies. If you get your people into the other country, into their legal system, and to their other regulatory structures, then you can strangle the companies in those countries, and you can actually make them go bankrupt, and you can destroy. It's a form of economic warfare without there being explosions. So it's a kosher way of waging war on other people around the country and around the planet. So that's my view on that. I am not an expert. I'm a farmer, and I'm a meditator, and I am a business owner in the past, and currently I'm a business owner. But now I'm not so naive as I was when I was 20 and first going into business. So I'm 45 now. I have a degree from the Screw You University here on the earth, and I have been exposed to some of the niceties of the throwing of the manure here in the business world. So I'm not a young sap as I used to be, and I do have a few battle scars from previous businesses that I've owned. Yeah. So, and then also, I have mentioned this months ago before the SpaceX news that, the same thing happened in the stem cell field during the Barack Obama years, before he was put into office, and then after. During his presidency, they were saying they were all for stem cells and they were going to open it up and everything like that. And I don't know who was the cause of it or why the stem cell field got strangled during the Barack Obama years. But I mean, I voted for Obama twice, but maybe the regulators, or maybe there was pressure on Obama, or for whatever reason, they hyped up the stem cells before Obama got into office, and then they dropped it for 8 years. And then those stem cell companies, tiny stem cell companies in the United States, went bankrupt, and they got bought out by people in Southeast Asia and China and Japan and all that kind of stuff. So just like the Fukushima thing and some of the other apparently natural disasters around the world, there is economic warfare here on the planet. And as long as we are an earthy people rather than a cosmic people, as long as we have clans and families and bloodlines, this type of thing is going to continue. It's a sad state of affairs that we have here on the earth, and that's just the way it works here on the earth right now. Because again, we are earthy people. We have not yet woken up and become cosmic people. When we become cosmic people, cosmic, 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 not like Mickey Mouse, but cosmic, working together, cosmic, co-creation, cosmic, COSMIC, instead of earthy. As long as we are earthy, we're going to have all this warfare and division. But once we become cosmic and more intelligent, deep individuals, deep people, rather than bloodlines and families and kingships and princes and all that. Once we have the universal princes, like I wrote about in my book in 2016 or 17, and once we become universal princes and princesses, we will realize the similarity of the awareness in all the bodies, and we will get rid of all this bankruptcy kind of stuff and foolishness that only kids play around with. Now, once a humanity or once a race becomes more mature, they get rid of this earthy stuff, and they play on the cosmic level, because it's actually a lot more fun, and it's a lot more intelligent, and it's a lot more deep. It's very deep. Here on the earth, where we just recognize the five senses, whereas we know there are many more senses, we're playing on the surface level here on the earth as far as the majority of humanity is concerned. And in actuality, the game field is on a deeper level. A lot of women and men say, "Oh, I want to find someone who's really deep." But if you're only recognizing and operating on five senses with your sight, hearing, taste, smell, and taste, and whatever that is, touch. If you're only operating with those five senses, then you're a very surface level individual, and it's a sad state of affairs, and you are actually part of the problem. So. All right. So the reason I'm taking video of the top of the tower is because just today it's sticking out to me that see, we have all these we have all these downward pointing triangles here. If you say down, 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 as we go up, all the triangles are pointing down. They're all earthy, right? Earthy. But look at that top triangle. It's actually pointing up. It's like, we want to go into space. And the reason they want to go into space, we could see, is because they put a triangle pointing up. They said, enough of this earthy stuff. See, how many of these triangles were pointing down? We have many triangles pointing down here. I will count them, and then I will make a point afterwards. We have 1 triangle pointing down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 triangles pointing down, and 1 triangle pointing up. So they need another. I may have missed 1 triangle pointing down. It could be 25. It would make more sense that there are 25 triangles pointing down. So maybe I missed 1 in the quick disconnect area. Maybe there are 2. I only counted 1 over there. So maybe there's 24 or 25 triangles pointing down. There's 1 triangle pointing up. So they need another 24 triangles pointing up on top of the structure to make it balanced. It's unbalanced in the earthy direction right now. So. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride. I love it, Sofa King. I love it. But that's due to, you know, I like to think of, you know, when you eat a certain type of food, you feel great. And you eat another type of food, you feel bad. Everybody likes eating certain types of foods. And there are certain foods that you don't like to eat. I don't know how the wind is, but it's getting more windy here. But so, you know, you feel a certain way when you eat a certain type of food. And if you eat a certain type of food that you don't really like to eat, you're going to feel a different type of way. So the food you eat has an effect on your emotions. This is all quasi science, I know. And I know if you eat a hot pepper, you necessarily won't have a hot pepper reaction. I know this is I know there's no linkage between what you eat and how you feel. But at least for this saying that we're talking about, at least walk with me where if you eat a hot pepper that you might, there's a chance. I know it. I believe it. There's a chance that you may sense hot pepper sensations in your mouth. I know it's a stretch, but take my word that you might start salivating if you eat a hot pepper, one of those really, really hot pepper varieties. I know that it's just a name. It's not a very hot pepper for everybody, but maybe for some people at least. Walk with me. You might get the hot pepper salivating experience in your mouth. Food coma. Sulfur King, thank you. That's beautiful. Okay, so what I was saying is, so we have like 24, 25 triangles pointing down, and we just have the one triangle pointing up. I think maybe if they really wanted to represent a holistic tower structure, we might put a few more, even if they were just you know, maybe some floating triangles above it or around it. If we put some balloons around this tower with some upward pointing triangles, that might balance out the downward feeling that I'm getting from the downward pointing triangles. But maybe when the Starship launches and is on top of the next to the tower there on the orbital launch platform, see the walk with me again. Maybe we have the Starship here, and the fins form a. If you get both fins, they do form an upward pointing triangle. So maybe we have maybe those two fins together form an upward forming triangle. And again, we have two fins and we have a pointy top. So that is an upward pointing triangle as well. And it looks like we have a downward pointing triangle here just below the fins. But, or maybe that is an upward pointing triangle if we consider that the triangle wraps around the torso of the Starship there. So we do have two large upward pointing triangles there and another larger upward pointing triangle down at the base. So maybe that does balance out the other missing 24 upward pointing triangles. So it does give a what is it called? Convincing upward direction pointing, so that it does maybe counterbalance the other 24 or 25 downward pointing triangles to give a convincing belief that this would be going upward rather than just downward. So maybe I take it back. So we have the yin and the yang. We have the yin and the yang. The yin would be on the left, the earthy structure with all the downward pointing triangles, and that is the tower. So we do want that to be very earthy and solid and fixed into the ground. Whereas this rocket over here to the right, the Starship, does have several large pointy upward triangles in a convincing aspect to give a holistic, balanced upward. Actually, the rocket is on balance in the upward cosmic direction, whereas the tower to the left of it, or to the right of it in this view, the tower to the right of it, I have a mirror view here on my screen, is in the downward pointing direction. Ah, Captain Pike, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think I may be on a couple cameras right now. I'm not sure which ones are facing this direction. Cool, Captain. All right, I'm going to get busy here a little bit more. So what I was saying is, while you do have an effect, that is quite an image there with the reflection off the big puddle in front of us. It does look like maybe a lake or an ocean, but it is really due to the rainwater. But it is a beautiful reflection. So there is an effect from the food resulting in those gluttony and lust and all those other earthy and beautiful feelings on depending on the occasion. So yeah, the food. I know there's no connection between what you eat and how you feel in a scientific way. I'm not even sure of that, but there would be a substantial amount of debate depending on the money involved on whether there is any connection between what you eat and how you feel. But I do know that it is thought that if you eat seafood, it does induce certain feelings. But again, that's not proven, and it is quasi-science. Thank you so much, Sofa King. Thank you. So we're looking at the base here of where we have the. Let me know how the wind is too. We're looking at the base here, where the big winch is here, and they blocked off that view from the winch on the other side. I got a bunch of shots yesterday in the videos, and we could see it was walled off there on the right next to that red winch there. I'll put it in the center of the screen. So you can see they did wall off that side there, but we can see it from this angle here today. It's one of the reasons I want to get this shot over here today. And we could see that there were a bunch of cables from there to the catch arm. So they have begun, or I'm not sure how far they are, but they have done a lot of the cabling from the winch up to the spindles up at the quick disconnect area. Black Eagle. Gator. If you call a witch doctor, Black Eagle, I would be okay with that, even though I am not sick. I'm quite healthy. I am on the happy side of healthy. I'm in the I've said this many times throughout the years. There's three types of people that go to a doctor, right? People say, "Hey doc, I'm sick. I ain't feeling so good. Fix me, doctor. You know what to do. Just do it and fix me. I don't want to know how to do it. You just get me better." Another type of person goes to the doctor and says, "Hey doc, can you show me how to get better? I want to learn and help me get better," right? So, but there, at least the second individual is interested in learning how to get healthy, right? And so I've had this story for many, many years, maybe even 25, 30 years I've had this story. So anyway, the third person goes to the doctor and says, "Hey doctor, I'm not sick. I just want to know how to I want to know how to be awesome," right? So the doctor says, "What? You want to be awesome? Don't you want to just be okay? You're not sick. Why are you coming to me?" Now then the guy goes back to the doctor and says, "No, doctor, I want to be awesome. I don't want to just be okay. I don't want to be average. I want to be awesome." So the doctor says, "Okay, well, I can't help you, but you can maybe go talk to one of those other people who deal in the awesome factory." Now, a lot of doctors only deal with the first and second type of patients. You know, they're like, Are you sick? Okay, I can help you out. I might be able to help you out for a little bit, but you're gonna have to keep coming back to me. Or yeah, I can help you out. I think I can help you out. I can fix that broken bone. So that's a really good thing. So you got to get those broken bones fixed, or whatever else is messed up. But if you're not sick and you go to the doctors, like a bunch of doctors say, hey, I don't deal in the awesome department. I'm only a sick doctor. I only help you with when you're sick. But if you're okay, then why are you coming to me? I've only learned how to deal with sick people. But there are doctors that will help you get awesome. And so that I'm in the, if you send a witch doctor or an awesome doctor to me to get awesome, I would deal with that doctor because I'm not sick, but I could get a little bit more awesome. You think that, yeah, I think they may enclose the tower, put some cladding on the side. Yeah, I do think so too. Elon Sticky Bar. Yeah, I don't know if KFC chicken, but it does taste good. I don't eat it anymore. I used to eat KFC, but you never know. I don't know. You have to get someone on the line here who works at KFC or manufactures the chicken or raises the chicken and processes the chicken and see from there. Hey, Black Eagle, if you continue with that line of thought, I might have to do something about your comments here as well. I would have to call in my fingers to do a few clicks here with the mouse and do some doctoring to your comments as well. So I am a doctor with the chat here. I am the doctor of the chat, and I have the capability to perform excisions of individuals here in the chat because I am the doctor of the mouse. Hey, Mr. Debris. Hey, yeah, Captain. I've heard certain things about the food industry as well. I used to have a food manufacturing company for raw chocolates, and I had a roots bar as well, made out of different maca root and a root mix, like a tonic herbal mix. The thing about so I had a raw food manufacturing company for raw chocolate with cacao and dates and cashews and vanilla bean and raw honey and all that. And so a lot of the raw cacao was shipped in from South America, or the company I bought it from said it was raw chocolate, right? But it turned out to be not raw, and it was being roasted, or it was being made unraw at the export facility in South America. So even though I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for all the ingredients, the almonds were pasteurized, and the chocolate was not raw. So I felt really bad about all the chocolate I sold over the years and all the hard work I put in for the cacao with my raw, everything raw company, and I paid top dollar for all the ingredients. And it turned out the company that was supplying all the raw ingredients was providing ingredients which were not raw, and I was actually providing food to my customers that were not getting what they were advertised as. Even though it was the most raw in the United States, it in fact was not raw. So, and then I had another schemer who I funded his I was the what was it, the guarantor for his lease, and he ended up um, doing bad things, and I ended up with the $50,000 5-year lease as a guarantor. So I decided to close down my raw chocolate business due to the funny business by the distributor, Essential Living Foods, and then I did close down. I got out of the chocolate business, and I got out of the friendship with the friend who I was helping out as the guarantor for his business. So I got out of that. I got out of that funny business because there's a lot of funny people in business, at least in 2007 through 2010. Yeah, there's a lot of sketchiness in the food business. So I would recommend, if you can grow your own food, that's the best way, because then at least the only chemicals you're going to be getting in your food is from the lawnmower and from the planes that fly overhead. And a lot of planes do have a lot of lead in their fuel. Planes are not unleaded, they are actually leaded. So you're getting a lot of lead falling down from the planes. And a lot of the brake pads on all these cars are made out of asbestos. So you're getting a lot of asbestos, gasoline, unless you have an electric lawnmower, and you're getting a lot of lead from the planes flying overhead, and maybe some radiation from the different bombs that have been exploded in the Pacific Ocean, and all the other secret smaller nuclear devices that are getting detonated, causing by the economic warfare here on the earth. But so the best food you can get, it might be if you grow it yourself and then take precautions to reduce your exposure to the radiation and the lead. So you're gonna have to do some detoxification and protect your plants a little bit. If you do live underneath or near an airport, you're gonna be getting a lot of lead in your food, even if you grow it yourself. So, but at least it won't be. As long as you buy organic seeds, at least you're not getting the GMO seeds. And you can get watermelon that doesn't have any seeds, seedless watermelon, and you can get tomatoes with fish genes in them. So you can get modified GMO seeds, and but then you have to worry about the effects, short term and long term, for your future generations. As there was an individual named Rudolf Steiner in the early 1900s, and he talked about the degradation to the health of humanity due to the types of food that people were eating and the apparent future outcomes of those foods on the future generations. So again, you can believe that you can eat whatever you want. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nutritionist, but I'm just going by what I've heard other people say. And this is just everybody has a belief system. So I'm definitely not a professional outside of the field of out-of-body experiences. I am a world expert in out-of-body experiences, and I am actually an astronaut. I have been to space, but I didn't do it the conventional way. I did not use a spaceship to get to space. I used the propulsion of my ecstatic, blissful genes to get me there naturally without causing degradation and pollution to the environment with all the fuel that we use to get to space. I am a natural astronaut, and I am not an unnatural astronaut. So I did not need a spaceship to get to space. It did not cost me billions of dollars, and I did not get a ribbon after going to space. Actually, nobody stood up and congratulated me for going to space. But someone did shake my hand many years later. Unfortunately, it was someone who was dead. So I did meet a dead person who was very experienced when he was alive at going out of body. And he did shake my hand and say, hey, at this time in the late 90s, I was apparently the best out of body projector maybe on the planet. So I did get the congratulations and handshake from a previous living out of body experiencer named Robert Monroe. in the late 90s, he did shake my hand and say, "Hey, you are the best of the best as far as out-of-body experiencers." Yeah, Sofa King, good. You have some out-of-body experience. That's great. Actually, everybody does go out of body. It's just only the frightened individuals who have never done any research or learning in the out-of-body realm who claim that they have never been out of body. And even some individuals claim that it is demonic to go out of body and even to talk about it. But in fact, everybody does go out of body every night when they go to sleep, because it would be impossible to continue living without going to sleep. And when everybody goes to sleep, they do go out of body. So if you are interested in space and evolution and the grander ability to have a blissful living here on the earth, you are going to have to acknowledge the out-of-body state and embrace it. Because until you do embrace it, you're going to have all this war on the earth. You're going to have the secrecy. You're going to have the government cover-ups. Until you realize that you can access all knowledge in the universe at any moment. You can decalcify your pineal gland. You can do it. You can do it. You can decalcify your pineal gland. You can get any piece of knowledge in the universe at an instant. If you would only open your brain. Everybody loves to claim they have a big brain, but actually a lot of brains are calcified and they have no ability to tap into their own knowledge, which spans the universe. The knowledge that you seek is right there. It's within grasp. You just have to relax. You got to relax. You got to decalcify your pineal gland. You got to stop eating the poison, and you got to start eating healthier. You got to start listening to binaural beats. You got to start wiggling. You got to wiggle your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is all calcified, and you've been beating up your pineal gland, and you got to learn to be healthier so that when you do get exposed to the gasoline, you say, "Hey, that's not good. Putting gasoline on my hands is not good. Breathing in all the oil is not good. It actually has a negative effect on my health." Because if you talk with somebody who's been in the automotive business for a long time, who's been maybe a mechanic, working his hands in all the oil and all the other toxic residues from the automobiles of today in 2021 with our pathetic engines, they would tell you they got sensitivity to all the toxic exposure in gasoline and oil and chemicals in the automotive industry, and they had to leave. They had to stop being an automotive technician because it was not healthy for them anymore. So they got exposed, they got sensitive to the toxicity in the oil and all the gasoline, and they realized that, hey, it would be better if we had a better technology, and if we didn't hide it from ourselves, and if we didn't keep it for all the secret elite missions and vacations into space. It'd be nicer if we shared it with each other and didn't keep perpetuating war here on the earth and spreading around the toxic radiation-prone gasoline, which has gone through all the different layers of the earth. So all this gasoline is actually, in fact, radioactive. And what I've been told is that the gasoline company should be paying us to take all this radioactive gasoline off of their hands, because apparently the gasoline is actually a byproduct. It's not really the choice. They extract all the heavy earth, all the rare earth stuff, and the gasoline is the byproduct. It's actually not it's not what they want. They just want all the rare earth stuff. So the gasoline is radioactive, and they should be paying you to take it off of their hands, but they're actually getting you both ways and getting you to pay for their garbage. So yeah, so that's the situation here on the Earth, and we are looking at a beautiful site here, SpaceX launch site. We got put it in the center of the screen. We got the Starship 20 in the center of the screen, November 30th, 2021, in this backwards nation of the United States, on this backward planet where we're still dealing with rockets and other vehicles which don't use magnetic and gravitational propulsion. We're still dealing here with the liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen and all the other methane and nitrogen and all the other liquid fuels here for the rockets and the solid rockets and everything like that. So we're still in this ancient backward rocket technology. We haven't started using the magnetic gravitational kind of stuff or the containment stuff. So it takes us many, many years to manufacture these rockets, whereas we could be transporting a couch out there into space if we just use some of the magnetic and gravitational technology, and we could actually travel anywhere in the universe within a very short period of time. If we just used our rub two brain cells together and actually work together with each other rather than working against each other, pulling in opposite directions on the rope. Are you on the rope? Are you pulling on the rope? A lot of people are pulling in different directions here on the Earth, and that's why we're dealing with this backward technology. But it is the best of the best of the best of what our warring civilization can stand to allow itself to show to the public. And so this is what we have here, the best of the best for the poor people here on the Earth. And it looks like they might be going bankrupt if they can't get approval from the FAA for the environmental review so that they can launch at least every twice a month. Again, this is a backward technology, but if they can pretty please get permission to launch at least twice a month, that would satisfy some of the poor people here on the Earth who are excited about this backward technology and allow us to go out there into space for a few moments and at least have a little liberty, not freedom, but liberty. Like if you were in the military, if some of you don't know the difference between liberty and freedom, you should actually look it up. Liberty is like if you're in the Navy and your ship pulls ashore and you get a vacation from your slavery. Liberty is like you get a little vacation from your slavery. The slave master says you can go on leave for a little bit, but you're still got to be back here by a certain time. So that is liberty. Freedom is like you can do whatever the hell you want because you're free, but liberty and freedom are actually not the same thing. And what we have here in the space industry and on planet Earth, we have a liberty slave system, and you have been given liberty for a small period of time with these spaceships to go out there into space and look around for a few minutes on leave. But then you're going to have to come back here to the Earth because we do have a slave system here on the Earth, and it's not a freedom system. It's actually a slave system because we have a very earthy viewpoint here on the Earth, and this is the Earth, and you're actually going to have to come back here and continue fulfilling your slavery. So I am Paul Mamakos here with Ocean Camera Space Corp. I am a free universal galactic citizen, and you are welcome to join in on the fun here at Ocean Camera Space Corp and change the story of humanity here on the Earth with all these slaves currently lapping up on all the belief systems by these corporate technocracies. Lift, Elena. So there's it's not just the tech people, but there's a lot of slavery systems here on the Earth. Now, whether it's and it's just due to not cooperating with each other. So I am happy to see so many comments here in the chat. I'm happy to have stirred up the freedom of all these individuals here in the chat to speak their mind and not be worried about getting censored by myself. See, I have censored quite a number of individuals, so even I do have somewhat of a censoring system here at Ocean Camera Space Corp in the chat because some people are sub 200 on the power level, so I gotta do what I gotta do to keep it civil here. Because I know a lot of you understand and clearly see and hear what I'm saying. Some of you are a little bit foggy on what I'm saying, but you're still like, okay, he's got a good channel. He's looking at good information. He's showing me, giving me the good stuff here at SpaceX. So I will support him with my viewership. And for you guys, I say congrats and welcome. There are a number of individuals who are blurry and blind, and I got to censor those individuals. Yeah, my favorite individual is Black Eagle, because even though he is an eagle, he is in fact more of a human than an eagle. Because an eagle, you cannot fool an eagle. An eagle actually has a very, very particular energetic structure. So, Black Eagle, if you are muting yourself, I would say congrats on the awesome name, but keep working on the Black Eagle part, because an eagle is actually a very free. It's a very free creature here, and it is not, in fact, a blind creature. An eagle, you cannot fool an eagle unless it is a disabled eagle who is also blind. So, an eagle, a Black Eagle, is actually the most shiny eagle in existence, as Don Juan Carlos Castaneda or Castaneda would say. The eagle, although it looks black from the out of body perspective, is actually a shining white light. So I do congratulate you on the awesome name. An eagle is an awesome creature, and it is something to aspire to. So I encourage you to keep the Black Eagle name, because it is a very powerful, strong name, and everybody's got to look up to and aspire to something. So I do congratulate you on that, and I salute you, because it is difficult to hold such a powerful name and be so blind. So I'm sure, just like we have the tower here with the downward pointing triangles and the upward pointing triangle on the Starship, I'm sure that someday your triangles will be pointing upward, and you will embrace the natural free aspects of that Black Eagle. Well, it appears that Black Eagle is still with us, and my commentary has reached that poor soul, that humble soul, and I salute you again. All right, everybody, that might be wrapping it up here from this spot. I think I will get another shot from the main gate there at SpaceX launch site. Launch site. All right, that is my cameo appearance. I will probably make another appearance later today. In 5, 4, 3, 2,